Here we go. Tap those screens, smash those likes, hit that subscribe, guys. I'm Blockchain Crusader, Crusading through these blockchains, and we're back for a Christmas Eve live stream, guys. There's a lot of things happening here in the markets as we're coming into the end of the year. Christmas is upon us, and guys, meanwhile, people are out celebrating the holidays. The markets are still moving. So we're going to be talking about some critical stuff that is happening in the markets. Silver, gold, making new all-time highs. Bitcoin in the dumpster. Are we going to be heading lower towards 80K and below before we ever make it back above 100K? This and a lot more is going to be getting discussed in this video today. Some of your favorite altcoins as well. Make sure to always drop your favorite altcoins into the chat, and we'll do some analysis for you guys here in the long term. So make sure you guys are tapping those likes. If you're on TikTok, fill up those like meters. Let's get the show rocking and rolling. But first off, we gotta go to the prime Mac Daddy Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin himself is right now really chopping it up around here. But overall, right? Let's actually zoom out a little bit before we get into the day-to-day stuff. Prime things to keep an eye on is the fact that yesterday, Monday, we swept this previous week high monthly open at 90,300. We in the Crypto Citadel took the short. We said, see ya later, alligator. If we see these sweeps, we are taking the short. And we did just that. As we took that short, Bitcoin came down, hit our 2 TPs, and almost hit our third TP this morning around 86,000. We came down to as low as 86.5. So overall, yesterday in the Crypto Citadel, we had a fantastic day trading, over 427 smackaroons on that short yesterday. As you guys can see right here, the signal was posted. Bitcoin short entry, 90,100. TPs, 89.2, 88.6, and TP3, 86,000. Now, since then, Bitcoin has come down even further since I closed my trade, which is perfectly fine. Can't get too greedy in these times in the market with how choppy things have been and how uncertain the market has been. So took my nice $400+ of profit yesterday, paid off some Christmas gifts with that. Guys, everybody on TikTok right now, take a second and tap that screen, fill up those like meters to get more people rocking and rolling in here. Appreciate all of you guys in here watching right now. So with that being said, now that Bitcoin has crossed below the previous week VWAPs, we are currently sitting right at, we've fallen below the previous day low, came all the way down to our gold pocket here of 86,400. Like I warned most people in the Crypto Citadel this morning, we took a long off this gold pocket. We took aggressive profits and got out quickly and early. Still has pumped a lot more since then, which is perfectly fine. Right, we were in a very tight spot here, falling below the London low, getting rejected off the London low on the 15-minute. Didn't look like we were going to have any great recovery, but nonetheless, we took the long. We made over 179 smackaroons again today in less than an hour. So overall for the week, we're up $600, which is fantastic. Now, Bitcoin has reclaimed the London high, has reclaimed the previous day low at 87,800 as we speak, right? We are currently fighting the previous week VWAPs and the previous day VWAPs to find some support. Our next big target to the upside, if we're going to continue pushing up, is this weekly open around 88,500, where our previous day VWAP is going to meet us for some potential resistance. Our previous day range is well above us, with its targets of 88,900 to 89,400. Those are the targets from yesterday's range. If we start to get back above 88.6, or I should say 88.8, we'll be put back into the Monday range, and that will allow us to run for these 88.9 to 89.4 targets. Meanwhile, though, even if we come all the way up to 89.4, this previous week high is still swept. Unless this gets invalidated, aka meaning unless Bitcoin's price can start getting above the previous week high and closing some dailies above here, we are to expect that we will head lower. We will head lower. We just recently fell below the the previous week EQ and have slowly regained it as well this morning. So there's a little bit of support definitely being built out here between 87.4 to around 86.4. But if we start to lose this support, our overall target to the downside is 84,300 for Bitcoin if we continue dropping here. Appreciate everybody joining in. What's going on, Million Trading? What's going on, Tracy? What's going on, everybody? Appreciate all you guys jumping in here. And make sure you guys are smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe if you haven't already. Everybody over on TikTok, make sure you guys are smashing those likes, filling up those like meters, and we'll keep the show rocking and rolling here for you guys. Get as many people in here as possible. People need to know what's going on. I know a lot of people are probably traveling for the holidays, but the markets don't stop for anyone, guys. The markets don't stop for anyone. I mean, if you're a trader, you know this. You know that the markets do not stop for anybody. Doesn't matter if it's the holiday or not. Let's see here. Please analyze IOS. Somebody said ADA. What else? Let's see. ADA and Ondo. Let's go take a look at ADA, Ondo, IOS, and a few others. No alt season this time. What are your thoughts? Million Trading. That is a great question. So this market has been very different, and it's very different for a very specific reason, right? The institutions have come and they're institutionalizing the crypto market, right? Bitcoin dominance has remained high at 59% and higher throughout the grand majority of the last 2 years. That being said, Bitcoin has been the main focus for regulation and for ETF approval. Banks using credit with Bitcoin now and collateral with Bitcoin. Everything's been very heavily focused on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin has been kind of breaking away from the altcoins, and altcoins have not had any major significant run. Now, there's more to play here than just what Bitcoin's been doing. One of the biggest problems with why altcoins did not have a grand altcoin season like we're used to from 2021, but I'll be honest, 2021 spoiled a lot of us. 2021 spoiled a lot of us. The reason why we did not get altcoin seasons like 2021, besides the fact that institutions came in for Bitcoin, everything's been very Bitcoin focused and driven, is for the simple fact of meme coins. Meme coins have destroyed the altcoin market. Why do I say this? You might not agree with it, might be a hot take, but meme coins have been the destruction of the altcoin market. Everybody has been focused on being in the trenches. Before, back in 2021 and earlier, a meme coin would be rarely launched. Developing meme coins and developing crypto coins overall was something that was only done by developers with high levels of understanding and coding experience. Now, anyone can launch a meme coin with a click of a button, right? All these platforms like Pump.fun and so forth allow you to launch meme coins with 2 clicks of a button and zero liquidity, and it gets, just sent out there. So the risk and the barrier to creating meme coins got very, very small and allowed a flood into the market for everybody to start gambling on meme coins. Before, people were gambling on the altcoins like in 2021, and all the money concentration was going from retail was focused on altcoins. Now, all the retail money went away from altcoins and into the meme coin, right? And I understand meme coins are an altcoin, but I'm trying to make the separation so you guys can understand. All the money went into the meme coins, and everybody lost money very quickly. Very few people made money quickly right at the very beginning of 2024 in that first major rally. But after that, and after December of 2024, everything's been downhill for the meme coins, and everybody's gotten burned very fast. And meme coins, you're up one day, you're at zero the next, giving a very bad taste to a lot of retail investors and creating a very degen mentality of, oh, we're all here to lose money. Oh, I got rugged. And normalizing the gambling and the fact of losing money as a normal thing. Guys, we're in crypto to make generational wealth. We are in crypto to be able to walk away from the traditional system that has not given us the opportunities, right? It's very difficult to get rich off stocks. It's very difficult to get rich off the stock market, off real estate, off all these other more traditional markets where institutions have been in for a very long time and know the game way better than us. We know crypto better than the institutions, right? We've been here longer than they have. But when this meme coin frenzy started, it created a very degen mentality and it got everybody wrecked. So nobody was buying altcoins. Everybody was buying meme coins. Meme coins are long and gone. They're probably never going to come back. If they do, you guys are just looking to lose more. But why do I say they're never going to come back? The reason why I believe that the altcoin, that meme coins are never going to come back as strong as they were in 2024 is because of predictive markets. If you don't know what predictive markets is, right? Poly market, Kashi, these are all predictive markets. They're the two biggest right now. And everybody's over here gambling and betting on everything, right? Sports, politics, finance, geopolitics, crypto, economy, Trump, elections, world events, culture, tech, earnings, whatever you can think of, people are betting on it. So this has become the new meme coin space. This is where all retail is flooding to, right? And they're playing the odds to try to make money. That's where all the gambling is happening. This is why I believe meme coins are not going to make a strong comeback. Also why most retail are not involved in altcoins. They're just involved in gambling over here. Now, let's get back to some analysis here. Let's take a look at gold since we already have gold on the page. So gold here overall swept the London high and the Asia high earlier this morning. I covered this with the Crypto Citadel as we were trading this morning early. I said to be looking out for a retest here of this value area high of the previous day range. Also the 382 fib at 44.39. If we would lose this area, targets to the downside were 44.29 to as low as 43.97 with the gold pocket, right, in the previous day NPLC. Now, we had a very strong bounce off this 382 fib and the value area high of the previous day range for gold around 44.39. We have reclaimed the previous day high, and we're back above the London low. We're currently sitting at 44.77. So targets to the upside for gold here, right, we still have a major target overall between 45.97 to about 46.34 for gold here in the short term. So those are the next two big targets. 4,600 to about 4,600 to 46.34 is our next short-term target before pushing up higher towards that $5,000 target. Now, that doesn't mean that we're not going to have pullbacks. It's not going to mean that we're not going to have retracements along the way. But, you know, those are definitely things to be keeping an eye on for gold. We're going to be covering silver, ADA, Cardano, and some other stuff here. My long-term gold was gold and silver. Oops. Where did that comment go? Valid facts and points. Thank you, brother. Thank you very much. Coins split, all coins too much confusion in other coins, so all in Bitcoin. Yeah, 100%, man. Too much confusion in all the altcoins. For real, what the heck is this run? 1 month, 2024, and that was it. Yep, 100%. Ondo will unlock a large amount of tokens in the coming mid-January. Yes, Ondo is going to be having a major token unlock. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Which is something to be very aware of. So let's go take a look at Ondo here. Let's go take a look at ADA, look at Render, some of these other altcoins. Let me try catching up here with the chat. So Ondo, overall, very macro downtrend, guys. Very macro downtrend. All of 2025, we've lost the yearly developing range. We're losing the previous 2-month developing range. The previous 2-month range as well. We're falling below 40 cents. Our next big target to the downside would be 22 to 17 cents. Not saying that we're going directly there right now, but you know, if we continue to follow this downtrend, if Bitcoin does continue to push back, Ondo coming back towards 22 to 17 cents is definitely on the cards for Ondo. Now let's go take a look at ADA. So Cardano, very similar macro downtrend, right? Losing developing yearly range, previous multi-monthly ranges as well. So if we continue heading in this downtrend, we lost the previous month low of 38 cents. We're currently sitting at 36, sitting at this VWAP, sorry, not VWAP, at this fib of 36 cents. If this area is lost and we do continue trending lower, targets to the downside are between 27 to 25 cents for ADA. Let's go take a look at render. Render here, also everything, macro downtrend, heading to the downside. If Bitcoin continues to head down along with the altcoins are going to continue following it down, right? Next big target to the downside for render, if we continue to lose support here, would be around 95 cents. Below that, we're looking at 44 to 31, which is very, very drastic from where we are right now at 127 for render, right? Targets to the upside is $2. We have an untapped monthly average here. We have a fib up at 237. We got gold pocket and quarterly MPOC between 350 to 380. So those are some potential targets to the upside if we do have a relief rally and start to reclaim the developing yearly range above 250 for render. We'll buy more on the dips. Yeah, man, buying on the dips, there's no problem with buying on the dips. My biggest problem is people not reading charts, not understanding where the trend is, how much lower things can go, and not making strategic buys. People that dollar cost average consistently on every single dip without looking at the overall more macro side of where the market is headed are going to run out of cash. There's going to be more dips than what they can buy if their bankroll is not large enough, right? And if you're not taking into your finances, your bankroll, there's a lot that you're going to miss out on. Christmas sale still active? Yes, then if you want to join the Crypto Citadel, right? If you want to join the Crypto Citadel, whoops. If you want to join the Crypto Citadel here, oh my gosh, what is going on? Where is my Crypto Citadel? There we go. Here we go. If you guys want to join the Crypto Citadel and you guys want to become part of the Crypto Citadel family, right, the trading group, you can still join with the code CITADEL50 to get 50% off your first month. Guys, like I said earlier, we're making some very, very good trades over there. I'm going to be releasing my beta version of my trading indicator that is going to actually identify trades for you. So here we go. I guys can show you a little glimpse here of a trade that was given by this indicator this morning. As we were losing the Asia low here, we got a short entry at the Asia low of 87,500 with TP1, 2, and 3 all filling. Right, TP1 being at 87.70, TP2 being around 86,855, and TP3 down at 86,619. All three TPs filled from this short signal that was posted by this indicator that I've been developing, which is helping to automate the trades, right, to be able to catch more signals, catch trades that I might not be looking at the chart at the moment, but the indicator is going to catch it for you. Everybody in the Crypto Citadel is going to be getting access to this indicator for free. I'm also going to be uploading the next 5 videos of my trading course. Currently, my trading course has 5 videos on it right now, which is about an hour-long content of trading course of education. I'm going to be releasing another 5 videos of education for the trading course today. I'm going to be uploading that. I promise to get that done before Christmas, and I'm delivering early at Christmas Eve, right? So if you guys are interested in learning and educating yourselves, following along with the trading course, following along with the trading indicators, getting access to my trading strategies, and just being educated overall, this is the place you want to be at, guys. And you can get that 50% off your first month right now with the code CITADEL50. If you have any questions about how to join, there is, I'll actually post the link here into the chat. So link is here. Use code CITADEL50. Get 50% off first month. If you're over here on TikTok and you're watching, go on over to my profile. The link will be on my profile. You can find it there, and you can sign up and use the code CITADEL50 to get 50% off your first month, guys. The group literally pays for itself. Like I said, we made a trade this morning, $179 on my trade. that more than covers today. That more than covers the monthly expense. Yesterday, $426 here, right? All the receipts are kept in the Crypto Citadel, so you guys can see here 433 yesterday, a oops, no, sorry, 426 yesterday. This is the appropriate one. And then another 179 today. That more than covers the entire multi-month, almost 6 months of being in the Crypto Citadel just off 2 trades, guys. It can't get any cheaper than that. We do live trading sessions every Monday through Thursday for 2 hours from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Trade signals, exclusive trading indicators like the ones I showed you, my trading course, daily chart analysis, and trade setups are all posted in the Crypto Citadel as well, along with macro analysis as well for longer term trends and where the market is going, especially now with the yearly close coming up. We're going to be getting the yearly close. We're going to be getting a 6-month close. We're going to be getting a quarterly close, and we're going to be getting a monthly close. Lots of macro data coming for Bitcoin and all the charts alike it. All charts alike, altcoins, gold, silver, stocks, overall, everything. So lots of macro data that we're going to be analyzing in the Crypto Citadel here. Once again, look at this nice little rejection here. Came up to these previous week VWAPs, acting as strong resistance, rejecting Bitcoin's price, and Bitcoin's price is continuing to chop sideways here, potentially heading lower. What's the minimum entry? What do you mean by the minimum entry? It's the group is 149. 149 a month is the group. Bitcoin will continue to rise in the crypto world. 100%, Satoshi, 100%. Let's go take a look at Tesla and some, let's go take a look at Tesla. Let's go take a look at silver. Let's look at silver first, since silver is making, a new all-time high here. Just breaking it out. Let's get some. So silver about to hit our 1-to-1 fib here of $71.69. Something that we talked about in the Crypto Citadel earlier the last couple of weeks. We were looking at these targets here as we were breaking out for $62. $71 is next. Above $71, our next macro target would be $87.79 to $88.63 for silver if we continue climbing on up. Let's see here. This is the month of November here. Currently, we're just breaking out above everything. Not much we can look at to the downside. Some daily targets here. Give me a second here. I was like, there we go. Daily average. These are potential targets to the downside as we pull back. Oops. There we go. Get another one. And one more. Now let's get some weeklies here. Yep. Okay. Some more weekly targets to the downside. Now, obviously, silver is in a major breakout right now. Things are getting overheated. There will be pullbacks. Don't think that it's up only season forever. There will be pullbacks, and it's about taking advantage of those pullbacks when they occur. And the only way that's going to happen is if you have targets on your chart to be looking out for on those drops to the downside. So if silver does pull back, we have tons of targets. Tons of targets between $68 to $59, right? Anything below 59, we're going to potentially be coming back to retest the November range of that breakout, right? Which is going to be $53 and getting some change. Now, We are coming into this, you know, zero point 0.1 fib here. If we look at this a new fib extension from these current lows right now, from these lows here of November to these highs. Yeah, man, we're just breaking through everything. I mean, this trend is very to the upside, not leaving a lot of room here for any. This extension is just breaking out, man. $71 to $88 to the upside. So we'll be on the lookout here for gold. I mean, for silver to be able to have a retracement potentially come back. Let's go take a look at NVIDIA here. NVIDIA coming down, hitting all of our targets that we talked about last time, right? We fell out of this uptrend. As you guys can see here, as we entered December, we fell out of the uptrend, hit all of our targets for the month of November, came down to 175, found support on the previous month low around 159. We actually came down to 170. 169 is the previous month low of November. We have bounced off of there. We have pushed up higher, and now we are running towards the previous month EQ of 190. We need to break out above the previous month range of 193 to start making a push for the previous month high of 211. Once that happens, targets to the upside are between 217 to 251 for NVIDIA. Now, moving on over to Tesla. Tesla here, obviously also making all-time highs. Tesla, as of yesterday, swept its previous week high, right? That is very, very bearish, an indication of a reversal to the downside. Previous week low is all the way down at 465 for Tesla. If we rotate the previous week range here, right, after sweeping this high, next target would be all the way down to 465. Below that, we got 452, which is right at the previous quarter high. But if that is lost, we're looking at targets between 428 to 421. Now, those are some pretty far targets out there. This is the stock market. This is not crypto. Doesn't move as fast. But yes, current target for Tesla, right, after this previous week high sweep is about potentially dropping down to 465 sometime this week. Crusader, can you take a look at Injective? Yes, sir. Yes, we can. Let's see. Do I have anything here for oil? Let's see if I have any chart here for oil. Oil making some big drops all the way down to $54. We'll come back to oil. Let's take a look at Injective. So Injective, I've not been updating this chart at all. So give me a second here so I can update this. Developing range here. Get rid of this uptrend from July, quarter 3 all the way to November so far. Major downtrend here for Injective. We are below the previous month range, the current developing yearly range. If we get the previous 2 months here, October, all the way to the end of November, we are below that range as well, right below its value area low. Heading here at, we're currently sitting at 450, 452, 459. Let's get an extension here to the downside from this high to this low. Back up to this high here. Some rough estimate targets for continuation to the downside. If we fall below 434 or 446. Next big target is this zero point 0.5 fib around 280. Below that, 121 to 77 cents. Gold pocket trend extension to the downside if the trend continues. So make sure you guys are aware of that. The stock market, the crypto market is just getting, brutalized. Injective was one that had a very strong run early in 2024 because it was during that airdrop season and everybody was, meme coins were still not, the meme coin frenzy hadn't started yet, and everybody was on Injective to farm their airdrop. Once that farming of the airdrop season ended, Injective never again came up and made anywhere near those local highs or all-time highs. Crypto brutal. I wish I stick to stocks. So guys, that is definitely something we're going to be doing in the Crypto Citadel here. I'm going to be rebranding here very soon. I'm going to be making an announcement, brand new name. It's no longer going to be called the Crypto Citadel. We are expanding into stocks. Now, why am I expanding into stocks? Normally, I would stay away from stocks because you need to have a brokerage account. You need to have like $25,000 in that brokerage account to day trade stocks. But we've got good old Coinbase over here. Coinbase has announced that they are going to be allowing you to trade stocks on their platform. Where is it here? Trade stocks on Coinbase. Now you can stop switching between apps, trade your crypto and stocks in the same place with one trusted platform. So obviously Coinbase being the most regulated and the most, partnered exchange with, everything that's happening in the United States. They're the number one. Definitely going to be looking at trading some stocks on there, right? Trading Meta, trading Tesla. There are some other options on Solana. They have tokenized some of the tech stocks like Tesla, Nvidia, and a few others. But I'm very interested in this opportunity to be trading stocks on Coinbase. And as they legalize it more and they pass more regulation and they tokenize it more and the markets become open 24/7, which they're already trying to roll out here very soon, I am very interested in doing that. We're going to be expanding into this market in the Crypto Citadel. So we're not going to be covering, just regular crypto, regular altcoins anymore. We're going to be covering altcoins, Bitcoin, gold, silver. We're going to be covering oil. We're going to be covering all different stocks, right? Nvidia, Meta, Tesla, Google, MicroStrategy, all these different stocks were all going to be covered in the Crypto Citadel, which is going to be rebranded here very soon by the beginning of next year. So if you guys are interested in joining that journey, make sure you guys are getting in here while you still can. It's $149, $5 a day to be in here. 50% off your first month with the code Citadel50. So make sure you guys are joining in here. So we're not just going to be trading stocks. We will be trading. We're not just going to be trading crypto. We're also going to be trading stocks, which is going to be very beneficial with the way these markets are going. Just a lot more opportunities and things happening with gold, silver, oil, and just stocks overall. I've always been very interested in trading stocks, but always been held back by I don't want to lock up over $25,000 of my liquidity on a brokerage account to be able to day trade, right? Crypto allows you to day trade with a lot less money. So therefore, I'm very interested in doing the same in the stock market with Coinbase. That's nice. Coinbase, good opportunity. Yeah, 100% agree. So appreciate everybody in here smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. If you haven't joined the Crypto Citadel already, definitely urge you to go and do so. Like I said, 50% off your first month with the code Citadel50. Let's jump back here into the chat and see what I've missed so far. If I missed anybody's questions, make sure you guys are dropping your altcoins or maybe your stock request if you want a stock. So it's like pool and everyone makes their own bets. Den, if you're talking about the poly market, yes. There are like all these different pools, all these different little markets, and people are betting on whether one thing's going to happen or another. So like, let's go to an example here. What will Bitcoin's price hit in 2025, right? If we go here and we look at this, you can buy stock on these different bets, right? And you have different odds, right? Like the odds of Bitcoin hitting of Bitcoin hitting $1 million in 2025 are extremely low. So if you put in, let's say $100, right, and that bet hits, you're going to be making $50,000. You might not see it, it's right behind my head. You'll be making $50,000 off that bet. Let's see here if we can zoom out. Yeah. So you see, I put it, if I bet $100 that it will hit $1 million in 2025 and it hits, you're getting $50,000 because the odds are so stacked against you. Now, if I bet no and I put $100, it's so likely that it's not going to hit. I'll only win 10 cents on that bet, right? Now, here are some more likely scenarios, right? Are we going to hit 95,000 or are we going to hit 75,000, right? So if you're betting that it's going to hit 95,000, if you're betting no, that it's not going to hit 95,000, you're more likely going to be right. So if you bet $100, you'll make 117. If you bet yes, that $100 can turn into $588, right? So that's the spread there. Those are the odds. Now 75,000. If you're betting that we're going to hit 75,000 before the end of 2025 in the next 2 weeks, $100 bet will turn into $2,310 if you get it right, if you win. Now, if you bet no, it's a very unlikely chance that we go that low that fast in the next week and a half, in the next, little bit over 5 days, 6 days or so. So you'll only win $4 if it doesn't, if you're betting that it will not hit $75,000. But, everything has its different odds, and you can bet yes or no, and you can sell, buy and sell, and, make opportunities. So predictive markets like Polymarket, like Kashi, which is integrating with Polymarket is integrated with MetaMask. So Polymarket is integrated with MetaMask, and Kashi is now integrated with Phantom Wallet for everybody on Solana. And they're also working with, I believe, Coinbase. They're also going to be integrated into Coinbase as well. If we go over here to, yes, see, Coinbase announced rolling out to the US, thousands of Kashi contracts will be available for trading on Coinbase as well. So Coinbase is like official partner for prediction markets is Kashi. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. Kashi. Bitcoin pulling back after the rejection from its previous week VWAPs. Not a big surprise. Appreciate everybody in here smashing those likes. Santa Rally, XRP, Clarity Act, only thing that will drive alts. Japan, reverse carry. Thoughts? Yeah, man. So the Japan carry trade, right? We all know that this is something I've talked to you guys about extensively in my previous live streams, that if we go take a look here at some historical data, right? Every time the interest rates have been hiked in Japan, right? Because they're raising interest rates, and most of you guys might not know this, but Japan is one of the largest global money lenders overall. So that being said, the fact that they're raising interest rates means that they're making money more expensive. Before, people would go to Japan and borrow money for very, very cheap and then go inject it into other markets around the world. But now that they're raising interest rates, that is becoming less and less of a likelihood because they're making money more expensive over there. They kept interest rates near low for a very, very long time. Meanwhile, we're over here trying to work on interest rate cuts. They're working on interest rate hikes because they need to, stop producing so much money. So over here, Japan rate hikes. Every time Japan has hiked rates in 2024, both times was followed by a 23% and 26% drop. This is a weekly time frame, so each of these candles represents a week. So it's about 6 weeks total for price to completely pull back that 20%, 20 plus percent, right? So same thing in July of 2024, they raised interest rates and we dropped for about 6 weeks, 26%. In quarter one of 2025, they raised interest rates and we had a 6 to 8 week drop of 31 point, almost 32%, right? So if same thing happens here, we know they already raised interest rates last week, right? So if we're going to be playing out the same thing the next 6 to 8 weeks, we could be dropping 20% to 25%, right? And a 20 to 25% drop for good old Bitcoin. Ooh, Bitcoin is taking that. Dumperuski should have taken that short. So a 20+% drop for Bitcoin currently. Let's just go to a different chart that's more clean. You guys can actually see it without all that mess. Right here. So a 20% drop from where we are currently. Let's just say 23%. That takes us down to $67,000. $67,000 takes Bitcoin down to $67,000. And if you're saying, "Oh, there's no way we'll ever go down there," well, let me show you what we have down there that adds confluence to this scenario. Let me turn off some of these trading indicators. Let's jump out here to the daily. So down here, if you're not aware, is that we are currently below the developing yearly range, and there is a scenario that we run up to 104, 105, hit this yearly point of control, yearly naked point of control, maybe get rejected, and if we do, right, dropping it down below this yearly range, our next big yearly range is the 2024 range, which starts around 74,000 below our current big low of this year. And if we fall into the 2024 yearly range, our targets are 67,338. That's our main target. Why is that our main target? Because that is the yearly naked point of control for 2024. We have two more targets, a 6-month and a monthly naked point of control between 59 and 57, which is definitely possible, definitely on the table for lower price action if we rotate the 2024 yearly range completely. But 67,000 is definitely a target. And if we do that 20+% drop, like we have done in the past, every time Japan has raised interest rates, then 67,300 is very likely. Now, the question everybody wants to know is, are we going to 67 first, or are we going to go up to 105, get rejected, and then drop? That's going to be the $1 million question. But like always in the Crypto Citadel, we take trades day by day. So when we're going up, we take longs. When we're going down, we take shorts. We make money either way the market goes. Why does everyone hate XRP? Because XRP is nothing but garbage. XRP is just hype that has been promised to you guys since forever. XRP is one of the oldest altcoins out there, launching I think somewhere back in like 2015 or something like that, or a little bit younger than that, maybe even 2014. I don't remember right now. They had a competitive advantage back in 2017, 2018 on being the banker's coin, right? They 100% had the advantage at that point in time, and everybody was all about XRP throughout 2021, right? But what happened? The infrastructure isn't there. The regulation wasn't there, right? Banks couldn't just start using crypto, even though the technology was great for XRP. They weren't going to start using XRP. The Swift system was not going to give up its power over to the Swift, to the XRP project and Ripple as a company. Ripple controls XRP, another centralized entity, and they're not going to give up power like that to an entity like Ripple. On top of that, with time, more and more technology that was developed. It's been easier and easier. Banks have had more and more time to learn how to use stable coins, to learn how to develop stable coins, to learn how to create their own blockchains. And Chainlink has gone and eaten up a lot of the market by pretty much partnering and bridging between anything in the real world and the blockchain being the biggest oracle out there and being that massive bridge. Now, people still claim that XRP is going to be the rails, right? All the money is going to be flowing through the XRP blockchain. But realistically, ask yourself this. Why? Why pick XRP out of any other blockchain right now versus banks that can develop their own blockchains, right? The regulations for stablecoins just started to come in this year, and there's still a lot more regulations and infrastructure to be built. Why are they just going to go and give up their power to XRP when they could just build their own? They can develop their own. They can. Swift is working on its own problem. Yes, XRP is going to potentially maybe play a small part in all that stuff, right? They're going to be potentially using XRP's stablecoin to use some stuff on the XRP blockchain, and they're going to be bridging through some blockchains. But XRP is not going to be the backbone of the new of the new financing system of the future. It's not going to take over Swift. It's not going to take over the banking system. It's not going to do any of that. And even with all the positive things that happened for XRP this year, right? The lawsuit being dropped, the XRP being mentioned in a reserve, being mentioned on getting ETFs, all this stuff happening for XRP, XRP still couldn't break above $4. Could not break above $4. The highest it went was $3.66. And since then, it's been making nothing but lower and lower price targets. So let's go take a look at XRP, right? XRP is very self-inflated by its hardcore, die-hard community that thinks that they are going to become the future 1% of multi-billionaires overnight, because they've been buying XRP since 20 cents for the last 8 years, and it had its first real rally in 8 years right now, right? And it broke above $2. But guess what? A lot of XRP lovers were like, we'll never see XRP under $2. We're currently sitting at $1.87. We hit $1.77 just a few days ago. And if we continue on this downtrend, if Bitcoin does have that 20+% drop, XRP will continue dropping along with it, right? And if we continue dropping, XRP's targets to the downside are between $1.49 to $1.13 to the downside for XRP. Those are realistic targets to the downside for XRP, whether you want to believe it or not. That is the reality. And it doesn't have to stop there. It can definitely drop a lot more. Another thing about XRP is that XRP was created by Ripple. They held over 50% of the supply in their escrow for all these years. If any altcoin did that today and they launched holding over 50% of the supply, nobody would touch it. Nobody would even touch meme coins for that reason, right? And they understand the risk of that. So XRP did what they shouldn't have done and kept this massive escrow for whatever reason they justified it, right? For all these partnerships and all this stuff, yada, yada, yada. And all they've been doing for many years is every single month, every single quarter, all this time, they keep dumping XRP on the market. Dumping. And everybody's like, oh, that's FUD. Bro, look at the price. Would you trust any altcoin right now that launched with them holding over 50% of their allocation in escrow? No. XRP just got away with it because they did it way early on before altcoins were really a big thing. So nobody would accept that nowadays, yet it is blindly accepted by the XRP community. And what does Ripple do? Ripple continues to allocate that money that they're making off of you guys and buying more and more and more companies so that the Ripple company is gaining more value. But by Ripple buying more companies and allocating more value to themselves, that does not reflect on the XRP price. XRP's price is not valued based on Ripple. So therefore, how does that help XRP? It doesn't. It only helps out Ripple, right? And Ripple, at some point, they're going to want to launch an IPO on the public market. When they do, is that going to affect XRP price? Is XRP price going to hit new all-time highs because Ripple is IPOing? No, and most likely will not. It will just go to show you that Ripple got rich off your backs and you guys continue to stay poor. It's that simple. I'm stuck 47K on XRP. You hold 47,000 tokens or $47,000 in XRP. Those are two different conversations, my friends. Two very different conversations. Trust me, I'm believing it. My account tells me every day. Yeah, man, 100%. These XRP content creators out here that all they do is talk about XRP. All they talk about is conspiracies. Conspiracies. Oh, they delayed it. They switched it back. Who's this they? Who's this they that only cares about XRP? There's this mystical thing about XRP and how it's the chosen one and how there's all these forces working in the background to fight against XRP and suppress it and hold it. Guys, that's all fugazi. That is all fugazi. That is all clickbait. That is all that gets you hyped up. All gets you hyped up. For the people that weren't here in the bear market, these same creators were talking about a 50K buyback for XRP. They talked about $589 in 2021. That was the target. It's going to $589, guys. It's 30 cents right now. It's going to $589. Guess what? The ISO 200 narrative completely washed out when everybody realized that it doesn't mean anything. It's just a messaging protocol that banks use. It doesn't mean because these cryptos are compliant in that messaging protocol that it means anything for them. Doesn't mean jack squat. It's not that difficult to be ISO compliant. And guess what? The 589 got changed. Then they were going to have a $1,000 buyback, a $50,000 buyback because of the government, because of the lawsuit, because of this, because of that. And none of it has come true. And everything that they wanted has come true. The lawsuit went away. The ETFs are here. All these things are happening. The ETF is breaking records high every single day. But guess what? Your price isn't going up. You're not making any money. Only they are making money. This so-called they, right? Ripple is making money. You ain't making jack squat. So what's the realistic price target for XRP? B-Fire, great question. I appreciate that question. I love realistic targets. I have been one of the largest XRP haters for the longest amount of time. Before anybody hated XRP, I've been hating XRP, and I'm going to prove it to you guys. We're going to go to YouTube right now. We're going to go down memory lane. We're going to go to my old YouTube channel, which I sold, which is now called It's Keeper, I believe. Where is it? Where is it? Hold on. Crypto Keeper. It's Keeper. It's Crypto Keeper. Here we go. So this used to be my channel. It used to be called Debate Crypto. We have rebranded to Crypto Wars. We've done a bunch of stuff, right? But if we go into the live streams here and search XRP debate, right? I debated Zach Rector 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I debated Zach Rector on XRP. I also debated, where are they? Where are they? Debated Mason and Joshua Jake on XRP. So let's see here. Mason. Here we go. Debated 3 years ago as well. I debated Joshua Jake and Mason at the same time that XRP was going to be garbage. H-bar, all the ISO 200 stuff was going to be garbage. This was 3 years ago when nobody hated on XRP. Only I did. Now a lot of people are coming to the realization that I was probably right and that XRP is a bunch of garbage. Now, Joshua Jake has taken a very big different stance, leaned heavy into Bitcoin now. Also, not saying that he's completely abandoned XRP, but leaned heavy into Bitcoin in 2024. Mason has also taken a different stance on XRP nowadays where, yeah, he's still a believer of XRP, but that delusion of XRP has gone away, right? After realizing that the market is not moving the way they thought they were back 3 years ago. Now, back to the XRP chart. During that whole time of all those debates 3 years ago talking about XRP, I always said a realistic target price for XRP was between $3 to $5. $3 to $5. What did everyone say that this year's target was going to be? $10. $1 trillion market cap. It's going to $10, guys, without any evidence of nothing, just pure FOMO and hype. Where did we top out? $3.66 after the lawsuit ended. After the lawsuit ended, we went to $3.66 in July, and since then, nothing but downside. So realistic targets here from where its price point is right now at $1.86. If we continue heading down lower, targets are between 149 to 133. We've already tested the support at 177. So between 177 to 113 to the downside. To the upside, macro target here that we need for continuation to the upside is to get above 280. We need to get above 280 to 288 to be able to run for this local high of 366. Those are realistic targets for XRP. Thoughts on Tau? Would like to have your thoughts on it, and also why there's so many paid shills. Who I don't know. I don't watch other people's content. What's going on, Devin? Good to see you, brother. We gotta hang out sometime, bro. We gotta hang out sometime. Let's go look at BitTensor Tau. BitTensor Tau over here, sitting at 215 right now. Let's go take a look at Tau's chart. I am a long-term holder of Tau. Unfortunately, we got rejected here at the resistance around 318, fell, lost that support, and now we are coming into some fib targets. So we've come into the 216 target that I warned everybody about in the Crypto Citadel. Excuse me. We lose 216 and start dropping lower. Targets are between 184 to 142 for BitTensor Tau. Now, targets to the upside still remain between 366 to 392 and above. And above that, 617. We came up as high as 537 for BitTensor Tau in November. I really did think we were going to run for the 617. Didn't get it, got rejected off the gold pocket, and lost all critical support. Obviously, Bitcoin's been melting since then, which does not help at all. We'll talk about it, Devin. We'll talk about it. Guys, I appreciate every single one of you guys in here. You must think Jake Claver is out of his mind. I don't know who Jake Claver is, but if they're making any unrealistic expectations or predictions of Bitcoin, of XRP, it doesn't surprise me at all, because that is what gets clicks. If you search up XRP, any XRP video, whether short format or long format, gets thousands of views. My most viral videos have been about XRP. And it's not even saying anything wild or controversial, just speaking realistic truth about XRP, and it goes viral because so many people disagree because it's not those massive expectations. So XRP is literally just engagement farming. That's all it is on social media. Every XRP content creator is just engagement farming. They're only producing XRP content because it gets views, not because anything of that has any certainty or reality at all. It's just what gets the most views. But it's all garbage because it's all hopium. So guys, if you haven't already joined the Crypto Citadel, $149 a month, get 50% off your first month right now with the code Citadel50. Not only do you get my trading course, my live trading sessions Monday through Thursday, for 2 hours, Monday through Thursday, live trading signals for day trades and swing trades, macro analysis, day trade analysis, trade setups. I'm going to be releasing today another 5 videos for my trading course, and everybody's going to be getting in there. You'll also be getting access to my exclusive trading indicator, which I showed you already earlier today. Printing a very nice short here on this on this trading indicator right here. Very nice. And everybody that's in the Crypto Citadel is going to be getting access to it, right? Short entry was at 87.5. Targets were all the way down. TP3 was all the way down at 86.6, and all 3 TPs hit before bouncing back up. So fantastic short opportunity printed here by my private indicator that everybody in the Crypto Citadel is going to be getting for free. You're just going to be a member of the Crypto Citadel, guys. So I hope to see all of you guys in there. Get in there while you still can. 50% off your first month with the code Citadel. I'm Blockchain Crusader, and like I said, we're going to be expanding into stocks. We're not going to just keep it in crypto anymore, guys. We're going to be expanding into stocks as Coinbase is partnering up with I forgot who they're partnering up with, but they're pretty much launching stocks on their platform to be able to day trade them. So I am going to be taking advantage of that, and we are going to be following gold, silver, Nvidia, Tesla, oil, and many Meta, Google, MicroStrategy, and many other tech stocks overall, and start getting into the stock game as well, guys. So appreciate every single one of you guys. Join the Crypto Citadel if you want to start learning how to trade, how want to start trading stocks and trading crypto. I'm Blockchain Crusader, crusading through these blockchains, and I'll see you in the Crypto Citadel. See ya.